Streaming live at Port of Tema, and on YouTube, we are live at Iron Port. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue the show. Please do stay with us.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the project and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
All right, you're welcome back. It's now time for us to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry in the course of the week. And indeed, in the course of the week, the management of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, led by the Director General, Mr. Michael Nguje, met the press in Tema. Let's take a look at this story.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, led by its Director General Michael Nguje, has held a media soiree for journalists in Tema, as well as members of the Ports Journalist Network. The engagement was targeted at cementing the existing relationship between the Port Authority and the media, who are partners in the maritime industry, and solicit some feedback from them. The General Manager Marketing and Corporate Affairs at GPHA, Esther Jebidonko, called for an improved relationship in 2023 as the Port Authority continues to improve its service delivery to clients. She urged the media to contact GPHA on issues that they need clarification on, instead of the penchant of some media outlets to publish one-sided stories which end up creating confusion in the public arena.
Today, We see a huge deficit of trust in some journalists, and we must all work in correcting this. I am especially concerned about the harm they are causing to the public in Mother Ghana. Instead of being a vessel of growth, we should always try to have genuine and meaningful dialogue. We see the press as a strategic partner, important stakeholder in helping to communicate and sensitize the public about the authority's policy decisions.
The General Manager for Corporate Planning, Samuel Ntokumi, provided some insight into some of the services offered by the Port Authority.
We are running the ports and developing it in collaboration with the private sector. So the private sector partners are also coming on board. And together, we're building the port using commercial loans, debt. What is required is these debts must be paid for. And the only way to pay for this is through recovery through the tariff. So when inflation is shooting up and operation cost is rising, when interest rates are rising, it becomes incumbent on GPHA if you are going to manage the port efficiently, ensure the viability of the project that we revise the tariff accordingly. Otherwise, we will not be able to recover the cost of the project. We will not be able to maintain the facilities. We will not be able to sustain the service, and the port system overtrain will run down.
The director of Port of Tema, Sandra Opoku, said she is optimistic that with the stability of the Ghana cedi, trade volumes through the port would increase in 2023.
We hope that 2023 will bring us good fortune now that you have the cedi stabilizing, because we had a lot of the importers, when you ask them, they were adopting a wait-and-see attitude. And so they hope that 2023 they will start. This year, our container traffic is about 1.2, and we're hoping that by close of year we would have gone up, and then next year we hope for the best as well.
The Director General of GPHA, Michael Luguje, indicated that a lot of progress have been made about the Keta Port project, explaining that feasibility study, stakeholder engagement and an environmental assessment have been done. He also said an advert for the expression of interest had also been published and a few proposals had been received which were being reviewed to select the best.
But a lot of progress has been made. Feasibility studies concluded. Environmental and social impact assessment study is also going to start very soon. I think the consultant should be engaged in the next couple of months to start. Whilst that is going on, if you follow the press, you notice we've advertised for expression of interest to potential investors. A number of them have written to us, and we are going to assess and analyze what we've received, and then look at those that actually will be representative and interested in providing what we are looking for. So it's a process, and the port is a project that is ongoing. And government is committed to it, and GPHA as the responsible agency is committed to playing our part to ensure that port comes.
He said the ports of Ghana are well positioned to facilitate trade under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
All right, so you're welcome back. It's the time of the season where we have season's compliments and compliments of the season going out to various stakeholders and all that, and that is what is currently happening. I'm sure your phone is buzzing with messages from loved ones and friends. We're not left out. We have some messages from our sponsors, us in Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, and Meridian Port Services. Indeed, that of Ghana Link would come later. Let's take a look at these messages from our sponsors for you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All too soon, the year has come to an end. And we take this opportunity to thank God for His mercies having brought us this far. We thank all our customers and stakeholders, particularly the shipping lines who use our facility. We take this opportunity to thank you for bringing in your vessels, and we hope you had a good customer experience and we served you well. We thank the importers and exporters who have imported through our port facility And we assure you that we will continue to be of good services or service to you. We also thank all the other stakeholders who have worked with us to be able to deliver this level of efficiency. Of particular mention is the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, who have continued to work with us to improve our system and had continuous collaboration with other facilities like the ICOMs to actually bring about an integrated port network that is able to be of service to the port community. We thank Customs, Immigration, and all the entities involved in the clearance processes, and we will continue to rely on you for the security of the port of Tema. During the year 2022, we took our time to retrain the staff. We took our time to re-look at the processes because there's competition along the west coast of Africa, and in order to position the port of Tema as the best or one of the best ports in Africa, we needed to optimize our procedures. So in doing so, we took our workers through the lean processes of work, and we've been able to take out waste and ensure that we'll continue to optimize the delivery of service to the shipping lines. We have also taken times during the times that there were no vessels alongside to actually look at our equipment and ensure that we put them in better condition than they are currently or they were at the time, to be able to provide uninterrupted services to our customers. And we are sure that come 2023, we will deliver better services or optimized services to our customers. We wish all our customers well, and we look forward towards a prosperous 2023.
Once again, the year has come to an end. The year 2022 has been challenging for the world, for our country, and for God as a company. But through the mercies of God, the year has ended successfully. And at this juncture, I believe it is appropriate for God to wish our numerous customers and indeed all Ghanaians a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. We look forward to a promising year which will be different from this one. At this juncture, let me make a passionate appeal to all Ghanaians, especially drivers on our roads, that we need every Ghanaian alive. It is only when they are alive that we can maintain their custom, that God can benefit from their custom. So our appeal to drivers and all road users is that you should be careful on the roads and be very mindful that we need to stay alive. It is our hope that the new year, 2023, will see a very stronger God. We're doing so many things which are coming on board. Our bitumen project, the much awaited bitumen project, will start production. We've introduced auto gas, an innovation not found anywhere in this country, that drivers can drive to and buy their gas, auto gas. Our cylinder circulation plant is almost ready, and hopefully by the first quarter of 2023 we start operation. So we believe that 2023 is going to be a good year for GOIL and for Ghanaians who generally own GOIL. So let me thank all Ghanaians for your custom for the year and pray that you stay with GOIL throughout 2023. As usual, we promise a better service, very competitive pricing, and better quality of products for Ghanaians. Thank you very much.
I speak on behalf of the board, management, and staff of the Ghana Revenue Authority, and I want to wish our customers, all taxpayers and stakeholders a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We know that the year 2022 had been a very stressful year, but all the same, all our taxpayers have done well in filing their taxes. All the traders have done well, complying with all the rules and regulations that has been laid down. It is our prayer that the year 2023 will bring more stability and better compliance with our tax laws. Indeed, everybody knows that tax is the blood of the government's socio-economic policies. With good tax compliance and tax collection, the government will be able to fulfill its socio-economic obligations to the society. So we are hoping for greater cooperation among all stakeholders. On behalf of the Commissioner General and all the commissioners and myself, I wish to thank all staff members, staff of the GRA throughout the country for their contributions to the realization of our authorities' goals and objectives this year. We are very thankful to them, and we hope they will carry this same attitude throughout and then next year. It is our prayer that all of them will celebrate a very beautiful Christmas and enter into a new year with the glory and blessings of God. Thank you so much.
Cherished customers of Serene Insurance Company, we can never thank you enough. Thank you so much for the business and for everything. On behalf of the board, management, and staff of Serene Insurance Company, I am reaching out to our valued customers and our cherished partners who have been with us for the past 4 years and who continue to be with us. Is to say thank you for your businesses. Thank you for your constructive feedback on how to improve our relationship with you, and to also wish you the best of everything in the year ahead. It is that time of the year that we have to reach out to our valued customers like yourself. So we say, Afishiapa, Afinkombetuya, Afisise, na edwumani nyina etumpon, na bribiara rekoye. Afishiapo, Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. Good tidings of Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Afishapo!
All right, so those were some messages from our sponsors. You heard from the Ghana Revenue Authority, from Goyle Company Limited, indeed, the Managing Director and Chief Executive, the Honorable Kwame Osei Prempe. You also heard from Madam Mesina Koshi Buampong, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Serene Insurance, and indeed, you also heard from Mr. Ebo Brown of Meridian Port Services, MPS, and then the Customs Commissioner, Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Alhaji Seydou Idrissa, also representing the Ghana Revenue Authority. Remember, I said earlier that we'll be having the message of Ghana Link Network Services that's implemented with the Integrated Customs Management System at the ports. We'll be having their message later on. We shall also be coming your way with some messages from some heads of departments of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And I'm told to tell you that we shall also be coming your way with a brief interview from some stakeholders in the industry. We're taking some perspectives from the freight forwarder fraternity, the year 2022 in retrospect, how the year has been for them, some of the ups and downs, some of the challenges they encountered, some of the milestones they chalked and what the projections or prospects for next year would be. And so we'll be coming your way with that particular interview from some of these stakeholders from the freight forwarder fraternity. Do stay with us. We're going for a quick break. When we bounce back, we'll continue the show.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water, or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
All right, so you're welcome back. We're now going on to the phone lines to speak to the president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Mr. Edward Akrong. Eddie Akrong, I told you we're going to come your way with some perspective from the freight forwarders, as in the year in retrospect 2022, how the year has been for them, and what the projections for the next year are. Let me say a very good evening to you, Mr. President.
Good evening, my brother. How are you, Kennedy?
I'm terrific, by His grace, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very much, and happy holidays to you and all your listeners.
We're grateful. Thank you very much, sir. So first of all, I just want to find out from you how the year 2022 has been for the freight forwarder fraternity in this country.
Well, thank you so much. Truth be told, and I must confess, it's been a rocky year. I mean, it's a bit daunting, you know. with all the challenges post-COVID, well, we were on track. We thought we could have, things would have picked up. But so we did some good, I must confess, but then the difficulties, started coming in with the inflationary rate, and then, the increase in the dollar rate, so that created some issues with imports. Of course, you know how it is. So those were, I think, the major issues that affected us during the year. And so throughput was a bit low, and business was a bit tough. Interestingly, getting to the end of the year, things changed. But you can imagine this was supposed to be our busiest time of year. And because of the US dollar situation, most imports were halted. And so at the time when, things started getting better, of course, we had already entered the season. And
there's some noise in there, some noise.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Is it better?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So I'm saying once, the dollar rate started lowering, we had already been ushered into the season. So I think it's a bit late for importers to do anything right now. So we're looking to see how the next year will go. I'm sure that once confidence is built in, the stabilization of the currency, then we can see some good business coming through. We hope.
We'll come to the bit of the stability of the currency or the city gaining strength in recent times. But I just want to find out from you what some of the positive strides were that you made in the year 2022.
Basically, for positive strides, if I could speak to it from the from the perspective of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, we've built up seriously. We've gotten into research, so we're trying to, we're doing a lot of data gathering, doing proper research. You remember during the year that we had instituted our research hub, and then we came out with our, with the GIFT Insight, which is, our flagship, journal.
Yes.
And we were hoping to do this for every 4 months. So as it is now, we have a call for papers, and so we are coming out very soon with our next issue of the GIFT Insight, and we're also looking to build up on seminars and hold proper seminars and all that to just so we can affect policy in our business.
All right, so we want to also take a look at some of the challenges that confronted you in the course of the year. I know one particular issue that you mentioned during the year was this issue at the Kanu border that you were grappling with, and you had to draw the attention of authorities to it. How has that issue been resolved, or has it even been resolved at all?
Yeah, not fully, but we've gotten some business now coming through the flower border, which was supposed to be what it is. Anything coming through Akanu was supposed to be mainly transit. But at some point, you remember that all business coming through our flower border was switched to the Akanu border. That created quite a problem for us. So after some, conversations and battering, some of the business has been moved through the Aflao border. So business is quite normal now at the Aflao border, and so that was a good sign, I'm sure.
All right, so when the dollar was around 14 cedis, we understand some of the traders were not bringing in goods because they think that they were going to run at a loss. Now that the city is below 10 cedis, have you picked any signals, positive signals from the important public that they are going to start perhaps bringing in some goods?
Yeah, so like I was saying, considering the transit time for goods, let's say from the Far East, if you're looking at say 45 to 60 days, traders would always plan ahead. And so everybody who wanted to move goods heavily, into the Christmas should have done this maybe from August, September. But of course, that is when things were bad. And so there was nothing. So that is what, lowered the throughput. But as we speak now, of course, we are seeing the stability now. Of course, people would have to build confidence, seeing how far it goes. And then they can make up their minds going into next year, and that is what I suspect. So we just hope and pray that the situation would stabilize as it is right now, and then with that, I think traders can really plan. Again, we were looking at that, if this should be the case, like we urged government, and we've been advocating that they should at least peg the dollar for for purposes of customs duties, so that traders can plan ahead. If they know that within the next 3-4 months, this is where the dollar rate will be, of course, then they can plan. That would also build confidence in the system, so they can do their imports.
All right. So last time you were in the studio, you made mention of some challenges you had with as freight forwarders with some of the shipping lines in the country. Have you been able to find a way around these issues?
Not yet on that one. It's a major block, and I must confess, this year, coming year, we would really have to take them on now, because it looks like there is no solution in sight for that one. We've been given some assurances, so we're trying to work on that. We've done a lot of work with Ghana Shippers Authority, and we've been to the Minister for Transport. And so we're looking at some solutions coming our way. If not, I think we would have to take it a notch higher, because as we speak, even with the USD rate, can you imagine that some of the shipping lines are still, we're still pegging their dollar. After last week, some between 14 and 15. A couple of them have lowered it. But we are monitoring this when we get back, next week. And then if they're still at that rate, yes, then we have to take this matter, a notch higher. So that one is a big block. Apart from that, their charges, their fees and charges would seriously have to be looked at. It is taking, a huge chunk of the traders, capital, and it's a serious matter that's affecting the whole nation, and it has to be taken, some serious look has to be taken at it. You understand?
All right, so we have customs and we have GPHA and all that, all the other perhaps trade facilitation organizations in the port pegging theirs at 8 cities. How come that the shipping lines are not doing so?
Exactly the point, my brother. That is why I'm saying that they seem to be becoming an untouchable source, and that is a serious matter. We can't allow that to continue. And so, like I'm saying, we're just monitoring it. By this week, if, when we get back, next week and nothing has happened, they're still, ranging around those rates, I think we'll have to, we'll try and find a solution to this one. It can't happen, that the whole country, that is the whole idea, that the rates have been lowered. When it was jacked up, they all went up with it. It's coming down. Why are they still there? You understand? And so we will seriously have to take a look at it. And for now, I think we'll hold our munitions to our chest right now as to what we're going to do.
All right, Mr. President, I know that you do collate complaints from your members, some of the challenges that they encounter in the line of duty. I just want to find out from you, what were some of the issues that came up from some of your members in the course of the year?
So mainly, I think, apart from the shipping lines, which is a running story, and we really have to deal with it, I think along the line we had some issue with a matter of the uncleared cargo list. Now, goods that had gone on the uncleared cargo list. It was an automated thing in the system. There was some kind of a pull-out that we had to go through a manual process, and that was a bit of a jolt to the system because it created delays, and it also created increases in cost of doing business. But after some time, I think with some jawing, this matter was resolved, and then we went, back to normal. Only for us to, be hit by this, this insertion in the budget statement about, affecting the LI 2248, which is a subsidiary legislation of the Act 891.
Yeah.
And on that, we're being told that now they're going to make, importers
self-declaring.
Self-declaring. And then, without recourse to the freight forwarding, fraternity. Trust me, I think it will be a very wrong move. Socially, it is chaotic. Economically, it would not be the right thing to do, because trust me, my brother, even in the first-class economies in this world, all organizations, institutions, whatever, they are concentrating on their core competencies, and everybody is outsourcing their logistics business to third-party logistics and fourth-party logistics. You understand? Why would anyone want to, get away from their core competencies and say that they want to take over this? It is not a very straightforward matter. So we are holding some meetings with Custom to find out what is actually, what is a recourse for this. We have seen some things that we do not want to go on. There's been some write-up, and in the hands of anybody who does not understand our business might make us look very bad. We don't want it to look like, they're giving the dog a bad name just to hang it. So what we're saying is this. Let us actually look at and interrogate the reasons for it, because there is no way. You see, if anybody continues at that, it might be an indictment on the whole system, okay? We have built a system which is supposed to be, very rugged, and then, so there are no loopholes and stuff. If there are loopholes or anything, then we need to, tighten them up, rather than just drop all the troubles at the feet of one particular, institution and say, oh, these guys are the ones, who are creating all trouble. No. Let us interrogate it and see if there are any problems. Because at the end of the day, every time we are told, since 2018, 2019, Customs will come out and say, look, we have hit our targets or we have exceeded our targets. Now, how do they do this? We go out and still bring these importers and collect the monies and pay to Customs. So at the end of the year, we thought, it was getting to the end of the year, they would say, oh, thank you, you've been good customers, you've been good stakeholders, but then this is what we get, you understand? So that one has ruffled us a bit, but we're going into the new year, with the bold heart of achievers, and so we know that this will be resolved.
All right, so let's now come to trade facilitation at the port. We have the integrated customs management system, ICOMS, running, and we have this in the course of the year, officials of ICOMS rolling out the phase 2 of this particular project. How far do you think that we have come in terms of trade facilitation at the port under ICOMS?
Okay, so I must confess, they've done well. They've done a great. There's still a few, notches here and there that we keep, putting up that, they could do better with that. But trust me, I think ICOMS has done well. Trade facilitation wise, all the things that they've put out. For now, I see new things coming up with the, online auctions, a whole lot of things. So our prayer is that if it's automation, let us automate. Let us go on with it. You can't pull out anything from the system and say, oh, I want to decouple this part and make it manual. That would disturb the whole system, okay? And so if they're going at it this way, then they should, go at it, let's automate it and then move on. So I see the interesting thing coming up. We're looking at them coming up with the, Customs House Agency Management System in the ICOMS, and so which would also take care of our registration and all of that. So there are interesting things coming up, and I must say kudos to them. They've done well.
All right. So recently, you held your annual general meeting in Koforidua, the Eastern Regional Capital. I saw the Minister for Transport. I saw the Eastern Regional Minister. I saw some chief executives of some institutions in the maritime industry there. Can you bring us up to speed with some of the resolutions you came up with?
So it was the best, and the theme for the AGM was, finding ourselves how we would, make ourselves, we'll get ourselves better in the system as it is now, the difficulties, the difficult situation in which we find ourselves. And so these are the things that we resolved, that freight forwarders should just not, rely on our oars. How do you wow your clients? You understand? And we could be more, more useful to them than what we do. It's not just about sitting and waiting for a client to bring you documents, so you just go and clear it and then case closed. No. What can you do further? Can you help taking care of their, warehousing business? Can you help taking care of their transport business? Can you help taking care of their, their sourcing? You understand? Can you do vendor management, manage inventory for them? We have to build ourselves technologically. If we do, there are a whole lot of things we can do for our importers or our clients, and that will make ourselves more relevant, to our importers. So that is a very important. And these are the things that we discussed there, and I foresee a better time coming up.
Right. Now, there is also the issue of miscreants amongst you. Some of your people are not really giving your organization or the freight forwarder fraternity a good name. They squander people's money, they run away with people's money, they do all sorts of things. And I know that GIF is one of the organizations that has been at the forefront of getting members to operate with optimum integrity and professionalism. Can you tell us what you're doing in this regard to shape your members, to whip them in line, and to ensure that your name is not dragged in the mud as far as the freight forwarding business is concerned?
So, truth of the matter, of course, is a human institution, so you always find miscreants anywhere. But this is what I've been saying all the time. If we put our people in check, so what have we done? First of all, we keep training our members. So we have an academy, and that is on point. We're training all our members all the time. And our motto is professionalism.
Yes.
And so we're training our members to become more and more professional. In fact, we have given ourselves a timeline that nobody can become a member of GATE unless they have gone through our academy and been trained, you understand, apart from the customs proficiency, okay? Because there are a whole lot of things that we do apart from customs brokerage. And so we're seeking to do that. We have also instituted things like, a monitoring committee, so that if anybody has a problem, the first point of call is our district offices. And we have them now. We have just started the 7th district as in Paga. And so we, inducted Paga at our last AGM. So anybody who has an issue at any of the border posts or any entry point, KIA, Lubo, Aflao, Takrady, Tema, all they have to do is call at our district administrations. Any issues that they have will be resolved there and then. If it is anything more above us, which is criminal, of course we'll refer them, to the right authorities. So we do not condone any of this. And if anybody comes to you, says it's from the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, is doing business with you, please do some due diligence. Find out which company does he work with. Make some checks. Do not just, let anybody at all deal with you. Find out. Get their ID cards. Do something. You need to do due diligence. Don't just deal anybody, by word of mouth, Find out where are their offices, who do they work with. You can always check from the district administrations also, and then do some background checks. We always offer you that information.
Have you on any occasion had cause to recommend the arrest of any of your members on grounds of misconduct?
We have severally. We have, yes. Apart from, if there are issues that we can resolve right there and there, we call them. We make sure we sit with them. Like I'm saying, we have a monitoring committee in every district, okay? And then we have disciplinary committees also. So immediately something happens, if you report to the district, immediately we get the agent to find out what has actually happened. It will surprise you that sometimes it is also the client who is also in the wrong. You understand? So we sit down properly with them and find out. But if it is something criminally, immediately, we refer them to the police. And we have done so several times, yes.
Right. Okay, so finally, before we allow you to go, Mr. President, can you tell us what the prospects for 2023 looks like?
So, like I said, we just came back from our AGM, and some of the resolutions were that, look, we are going to get better, okay, and make ourselves more relevant to our clients and to Mother Ghana as a whole. Because at the end of the day, what we do, still brings, makes the economy grow. And nobody should underestimate our contribution, to the economy. Okay? So we'll just keep making ourselves better. We want the country to get better. This is ours. We have nowhere to go. This is our land. And so we can only get better, I should say. Again, all the issues that are there that should be resolved, like I was saying, this matter in the, in the budget statement should seriously be looked at so, it doesn't create any chaotic situations in the country.
Right.
Hopefully things will get better. Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We're deeply grateful to you for sharing your time with us. It's Christmas Day. You should be having fun with the family, but you chose to oblige us. We are deeply grateful, sir, and wish you the best of the Yuletide.
Thank you very much, my brother Kennedy. You have a good one, and happy holidays to all your wonderful listeners. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're deeply grateful.
Bye-bye.
So that was Mr. Edward Akron. He is the president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, GIF, bringing us up to speed with what the year has been like for them. That's the year 2022 and what the prospects for 2023 would look like. We will also shortly be speaking to the president of the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, QBAG, Nana Fredria Ajimai of Reata, to also find out how the year went for them as well. Remember, it's the freight forwarding fraternity in retrospect for 2020, for the year 2022. That's the year in retrospect for the, and we are taking perspectives from the freight forwarders. And so we shall be going over the phone lines once again to pick Mr. Nana Fredria Ajimai of Reata, who is the president of the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, for him to also tell us what their front has looked like in the year 2022 and what 2023 will bring for them, how what their prospects or projections are for the year 2023. And so if we have him on the line, let me say good evening, Mr. Yes, okay. Good evening, Nana Fredria Ajimai of Reata, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Yes.
Mr. Mona.
Yes. Good to have you. Thank you for obliging us. It's Christmas Day. You should have been having fun.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas. And the work of the nation must be carried on. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much. We just got off the line with Mr. Eddie Akron, who is president of GIF, your brother. And we just want to find out from you how the year 2022 has been for you and your members as far as freight forwarding is concerned.
Oh, wow. 2022 is a year that we cannot forget. Yeah. It's been quite challenging, if you ask me. It's been quite challenging. I mean, after surmounting the pandemic of 2020-21, we thought we were going to get some relief. It rather brought in its wake some further supply chain disruptions. Yeah, I mean, we are now beginning to feel the real effects of the COVID on the local economy. I mean, with the increases, forex increases, that has led to the depreciation of the CD, and its attendant increase in the duty, even though the duty rates have not gone up. The dollar, in which, I mean, most of the invoices come in, it makes the duties go up. Because the dollar goes up, I mean, it has effect on the CDs you have to pay for the duty.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these things have caused a lot of hardship for the Ghanaian importer. The freight forwarder has also not been spared. I mean, I can say the only positive I really saw on the front is the withdrawal of the national security in May of 2022. That lessened the burden of clearing agents because of the number of agencies you have to deal with. But then we heard about benchmark being reduced from the original figure, and then finally we've heard that it's been taken off.
Yeah.
We had issues like customs, PMP, and their categorization project. All of these things have, made the Ghanaian custom house agent the poorer for it because it has not been a stable front for us at all. The last one being the attempted or the proposed removal of the amendment of the LI 2248, which seeks to, almost dilute the profession of freight forwarding in Ghana. These things have had, attendant effects on the Ghanaian importer and the industry as a whole. You should go to the ports now. There's very less activity as compared to, years past. There's less demand of cargo, even though it's Christmas, which should be our peak season, if you should say that. most of my members, I can say, are impoverished. I mean, this Christmas is not one of the best for us because all the factors have gone up. All the factors that make our business work has gone up. Yeah, goods, whether it's coming from China, almost 90% increase in freight. I mean, it's been a very difficult year, I must say. It's been a very difficult year, but I want to believe that we've gone through the worst and it can only get better as Christians. Want to believe that the Almighty will look favorably upon Ghana, because if we are going by just the statistics, they look so grim. Next year doesn't look like it's going to be any better, but we are praying and believing that some things will turn in our favor, and then the average worker will have a better life, because
now you made mention of the fact that the factors that promote your business have all increased. I just want to find out from you, the city is gaining some stability, is gaining some strength at the moment, and we have the likes of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and Customs who are pegging the dollar at 8 cedis as recommended by the Bank of Ghana and all that. Isn't that kind of like ameliorating some of the challenges that you encounter in terms of increase in cost of doing business?
Yes, to an extent, yes, it's helping. I mean, but you see, the issue with our business is that it thrives on predictability, because people have to budget and then plan how much they want to use for clearing and all the other things in the value chain. Now, we're fortunate. We've experienced some of it. That, for instance, I mean, some duties that were charged was at around 27,000. You realize that by the time you are paying, it has dropped. We must be honest about it. It has dropped appreciably. And that works for those who are paying within a certain window, because it is not stable. Even though it has dropped, it's not stable, because on the local market or on the black market, it's not the same rate. And what these things seek to do is that it makes people shift towards the black market the more. We're praying that the issues that happen in Nigeria, where the official rate and the actual rate on the market is, it doesn't come to be one of the things we'll suffer in Ghana. But I would say that we are hoping for the best. We are hoping for the best. You can't be so optimistic, but we are hoping for the best.
Again, still on the strength of the dollar or of the cedi, when the dollar was around 14 cedis, you had your clients, predominantly the importers, complaining that they couldn't bring in goods. Now that the dollar is below 10 cedis, have you picked any indications from them that perhaps the trend is about to change and that they are going to be bringing in some goods?
Yes, I mean, we are, upbeat. They are upbeat, if I can say that, because, people have purchased stuff, and then the shipping time between, the closest, port of loading is in Europe. From the Chinese, and we are looking at between, 3 weeks and, say, 2 months. And so if, for instance, somebody's ordered stuff, and then the prices have gone down, the person is hoping that by the time they arrive, the dollar has gone down further. But if it doesn't, then you realize that some of the factors will work in their favor and others will work against them. So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, really. We are praying that the downward trend that we are seeing would actually continue. Yes, and then we can see that things will turn for the better.
All right, so one positive stride that you mentioned took place in the year 2022 was the withdrawal of the national security from the port, and you said that was very good omen for your operations and all that. I just want to find out from you, is that the only positive you saw in the year 2022? Didn't you see any positives in terms of trade facilitation with ICOMS? Because I know that even ICOMS, this year they rolled out phase 2.
Yes, systems-wise, if it comes to the integrated customs management systems, I think it's getting better and better. The only challenges is that we had this issue about non-exited BOEs, which tended to take some of my members out of their declaration platforms. Those are the few negatives with ICONs, but generally the platform has been good. On the market or in the real world itself, we haven't seen a lot of positives. I would say very little. precious little has been seen. We are hoping that it will get better. I mean, we want to be optimistic and hope that it will get better because the policies that the ministries of finance, trade, that they bring to bear with on the importing community or on the port community itself is what government needs to look at. We are praying that there should be more, stakeholder engagement so that we can probably, let them have the real feel of some of the policies that they bring in there so that there will be a bit of stability.
All right, on the issue of non-exited bills of entry, I recall that when you had your directors meeting for 2022, last week or last 2 weeks thereabouts, you invited the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority and Mr. Smile Agwemenu, who's in charge of programs and policies, Principal Revenue Officer, did enlighten you and your members on what the actual issues were. Aren't you confident that going forward, taking a look at what he came to teach you, you probably will be able to, jump this particular hurdle and perhaps make amends?
Yeah, that's a bit technical and that, news to the benefit of, both parties. So we've asked for further meetings so that we can iron out some of these things because it comes from both ways because some of the BOEs that are existing on the platform as a result of custom agents not coming to clean up or finish up after, getting the goods out of the port. But some of them work in the suspend regime area and things like that. Others obviously are from the part of the freight forwarders chasing the officers to do it. But some of these things we can work it out. It shouldn't be the cause of taking people out of their portal to do business. I think further engagement is the way forward.
All right, so you also, like I rightly mentioned, had your directors meeting, sort of an AGM for 2022. Can you bring us up to speed with some of the issues that came up and what you are looking forward to be doing in the year 2023?
Well, in 2023, it's going to be this, like what I've said twice already, further engagement with the regulators. That'll be the way forward because what we have seen in our industry is that we are not competing on things like product quality or let me say service quality. We are rather competing on price. And the more we delay the passing of antitrust legislation in this country, the more we'll have some of these things arising. Where the competition is skewed towards those who have the deepest pockets and not competing on quality of service. So the ones that can afford to even give you a credit facility, pay after 91 days and the like, they end up taking the business of the majority, which are largely the SMEs. And this does not, bode well for good industrial relations. So we'll urge, Parliament to take a second look at the antitrust bill or the anti-competition bill that has been in Parliament for the longest period of time. So that, there will be some sanity when it comes to competition. And then, people's businesses will be protected. And that's what we are looking forward to seeing. We are also hoping that in 2023, the Shippers Authority, Parent Act will also be looked at. It's also been on the drawing board because they're supposed to be the foremost regulator when it comes to, things like pricing, policy, fees, and things like that. They are unable to negotiate or, bring the full force of their, authority to bear on the players in the port. So we are hoping that the Transport Ministry, together with Parliament, will push it much, much, much faster, so that they can have some teeth to bite. Because the shipping lines, if you ask me, are almost running routes. They might be private, enterprises, but it's a regulated area. So the regulator should have the power to be able to sanction and to make people comply, even though they are free to charge. But there are some things that, by the time you bring your goods into the country, you cannot change your mind and say this one is charging X and that one is charging Y. Right. So I may rather go to this because you already put your cargo on their carrier, on their ship from wherever it's coming from. So it's the local regulator that should be strengthened so that it can be able to say that, no, this is how we play the game when it comes to Ghana. We should feel the presence of the the sovereignty of the Ghanaian government when it comes to the trading aspects of it.
Yes, I think the Minister for Transport has given a firm assurance that he's going to work on this particular act to ensure that it's actually quickly done. But before I allow you to go, can you tell us about the CTI? That's the Cuba Training Institute.
Yes, Cuba Training Institute. Thanks to my interim national executive committee. It's supposed to bridge the gap, the skills gap between our officers who are on the field. We realized that, the industry has become so dynamic, and then we need to, do continuous professional training or professional development for our members. And that's what led to the, building of the CTI, to be able to train our members on the field. And we're all looking at efficiency. And as our motto says, honesty and efficiency. You can only be efficient if you are proficient.
All right. So we would want you to give your final words. It's the Yuletide, that time of the year, where everybody is, kind of like basking in the spirit of the Yuletide. We just want to find out from you what you have for your members, most of who are viewing at the moment.
We can only wish all our members and the generality of the port community a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And they also, appeal to the conscience of traders in this country to be able to move away from the profiteering that's becoming the order of the day, so that when things go down a bit, they'll be minded to also adjust or, revise their prices downward to reflect the reality and move away from the pure capitalist profiteering thing that we appeal to our compatriots. To all see how we can contribute our quota to make our country a better place in the coming year, because the indices don't look too good. So we have to do our bit to be able to make the cost of living a bit okay for all our compatriots.
Amen. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Nana Fredua Ajimai Ofriata. He is the president of the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, QBAG, bringing us some perspectives from the freight forwarder fraternity. Remember, it is the year 2022 in retrospect from the perspective of the freight forwarder. We thank you so much for obliging us as a Christmas edition of Our Import here on Metropolitan Television. We are now going for some messages from the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We have some staff, head of departments who have some messages to share with you, and they wish you well in this Yuletide. Let's take a look at these messages.
Yeah, this is the Port Monitoring and Control session of the Port Operations Department. We thank God Almighty for giving us another Christmas season that we are experiencing. We are very grateful to God. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Afi shapa, afi komo to Yesu bio, afi shapa come to Yembio, afi shapa come to yebio.
We wish all of us a successful Christmas and a blessed Christmas.
From Port of Tema HR, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hooray!
From the Estate and Environment Department, we wish you a Merry Christmas, a prosperous New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, wishing you a safe and a relaxing holidays. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Ghana Ports and Harbour Employee Relations, Tema, which GPHA staff and management Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The good people of logistics, as we say, we move the port forward. We want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'll take this avenue to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and this is coming from the Estate Department of GPHA.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We want to thank our staff for the unflinching support that they've given us throughout the whole year. We also want to wish the regulatory bodies in this place who we work with. We want Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all. Merry Christmas! Happy Shapa come back to Yembio. Happy Shapa come back to Yembio.
most grateful to God, and I want to take this opportunity to wish the management and staff of GPHA, Fishing Harbour, our stakeholders, and our cherished customers, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, Mama Fisher, oh, yeah, Mama Fisher, pa. Afia to ya, ye dine pe. Afia to ya, ye dine pe. Papa yo,
morning ko. Papa Noyo, morning ko.
Afia to ya, ye dine pe. Afia to ya, ye dine pe.
We wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We at the Marine Operations, and to a larger extent GPHA, will want to wish our various stakeholders a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, various customers, Momon, Afishapo, Afishapa.
So on behalf of the Transit Terminal Management Team, we stand first of all to thank all staff cut across GPHA. We wish you Merry Christmas, that you enjoy the Christmas and come back in full peace. We also continue to wish you a Happy New Year, that this new year 2023 will bring us good tidings, blessings, and give us full strength to start the year again and make sure that we'll take GPHA to another level.
On behalf of all the staff of the Health Services Department, we want to wish every single staff and dependent of GPHA and all our numerous clients a very Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
So on behalf of the press and the 10th section, we say Merry Christmas to all the GPHA staff.
From the entire staff of River Terminal, we say Merry Christmas. We are grateful unto God for bringing us this far. And then we are thankful to all our stakeholders, to everybody for working with us. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Christmas and Happy New Year from Fire Safety Department to our management and to the nation at large.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!
Of GPHA Tema Mechanical Department, we wish GPHA Amadala Ghana Merry Christmas. Fishapo, yamo fishapo. Afiato ya ye pe. Afiato ya ye pe. Hooray!
We, the Marine Engineering and Electrical Department, we are here to thank everybody and wish everybody Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hooray! The security department is wishing GPHA clients, stakeholders, and the entire staff a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring you wherever you are. We wish you a Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hip, 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 hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
You a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
right, so those were some wonderful messages from some departments of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA. Indeed, this happens to be our last production for the year 2022. It's been an awesome journey with you all this while, and it's been wonderful noting and having you around us and watching each and every week. Would like to say a big thanks to our sponsors, Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, and indeed Meridian Port Services, MPS. We say a big thanks to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the board and management, and to our executive producers, Madam Esther Jebidonko and Madam Nana Esi Soderberg. Indeed, we also say a big thanks to our guests who have obliged us and have always partaken in this particular program. And to the production team, we say, Aiko, you've done an amazing job throughout the year, and we appreciate you so much. God willing, we'll bounce back on the 1st of January 2023. Have a super celebration of the Yuletide, and wish you well in all your endeavors, and God bless us all. Good evening.